Now, one representative has requested to exercise the right of reply. May I remind members that statements on the exercise of the right of reply are limited to 10 minutes for the first intervention and to 5 minutes for the second intervention, and should be made by delegations from their seats. I call on the representative of Syrian Arab Republic.
شكرا سيد الرئيس.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. The representative of Israel, which occupies the occupied Arab territories in the Golan and in Palestine, and the remaining occupied territories in South Lebanon, has very clearly revealed his cards today before this distinguished assembly. It is very important to hear the representative of an entity which has continuously carried out group massacres in Deir Yassin, in Qibya, in Nablus, in Jenin, in Qana the first and Qana the second, in the Golan, in Jerusalem, in Sabra and Shatila, etc., etc. There may not be one single location in Palestine that has escaped the hand of systematic Israeli crimes. This is well documented in the records of the United Nations, which has created commissions of inquiry that Israel refused to accept, and commissions of fact-finding missions which Israel refused to receive, and has created a committee to investigate the situation in the occupied Arab territories, and Israel has refused to receive it for 43 years. The Human Rights Council has held 3 sessions in order to examine the massacres carried out in Gaza and South Lebanon. And with this heinous record in human rights, the representative of Israel stands up here to give us advice and label accusations and to shed crocodile tears over the victims in Syria, whom his country has participated in killing thousands of them. I shall mention here only as an example that 300 children, Syrian children, were killed by Israeli mines in the Golan, only through mines planted in the Golan, in addition to many more who were mutilated by these mines. The Israeli occupation authorities, as everybody knows, has carried out the Judaization of Jerusalem and has expelled thousands of its residents. They have destroyed Bab al-Maghariba 2 days ago, have completely destroyed it, and this is something that we have cautioned against and warned against for many years. Israel continues to hold 10,000 Israeli prisoners, including the Speaker of the Palestine National Council and members of Legislative Council and several members of the Legislative Council. Israel, in its aggressive occupational policies and its violations, its continued violations of human rights, its hostilities against their neighbors and continued threats against them, which have reached the level of the use of nuclear weapons with no deterrence and no criticism from its patrons and protectors, Israel itself is the cause for instability in our entire region. It is important. It is very important, Mr. President, that the people present here should observe with me that the language used by the representative of Israel has conformed very clearly with the language used by members of the Gulf Cooperation Council. This is proof of their partnership in targeting Syria government and people. Thank you, Mr. President.